So before I say anything, I'm going to hand it over to all of you and ask you to speak to what you see in the image.
I see the reflection of people who demonstrated courage, who talked through their stories and be able to share that what happened about their lives and how that has helped to uncover corruption in our country.
If you look at the corner and at the bottom left, it's all dark and black where the corruption is, and it's destroying our nation.
I think something that really stands out for me, and it also stood out yesterday during the conversation, was where's the point at which the change really happens? And I think that citizens as agents of our democracy is really how we go from it being just a few people standing up to it being a whole ecosystem support for those who are standing up.
And I would want to say that we need to engage with a little bit of what they call hermeneutics of suspicion and interrogate ourselves while we are doing it, and interrogate everybody that's in the system that's hoping to or claiming to be of help.
So we don't have to just rely only on the whistleblower, but have the whistleblower part or have society joining with the whistleblower in responding to corruption.
With this comes a culture, our current culture, which doesn't help or support whistleblowers. Many people, most people, are scared to have the courageous step. There's apathy, they'll look the other way, or they'll even stigmatize whistleblowers, calling them a traitor, a snitch, and pimpies.
This is the session that really speaks to the people who have shown immense courage, absolute fortitude under undue distress, stress, etc.
Is there life after whistleblowing is the question. There is life after whistleblowing, but it's a hard, long experience, which you can attest to.
I had to abandon my house because there were people looking for me who want to take off my life. And I left everything there, and I have to live in a squatter camp in Northwest.
My name is Sello Krina. I'm the whistleblower from National Lotteries Commission, where I used to work as monitoring and evaluation officer.
What happened at the National Lotteries Commission, it was slightly more complicated because several of the whistleblowers did not work for the National Lotteries Commission. They were a combination of recipients of grants and organizations, non-profits that had been hijacked and used fraudulently to get grants running into hundreds of millions of rands from the lottery.
My livelihoods was destroyed in a sense that affected me to be able to secure jobs, opportunities, and studying further.
Some key takeaways from the Whistleblowing Seminar were definitely around the need to link anti-corruption and whistleblower support work to social justice work.
You know, I'm before you, not just as a finance professional, but someone who made the difficult decision to speak out. And I've lived through the consequences of that decision. And if I didn't do it, guess what? I wouldn't be here today.
And I still remember asking the finance manager, do you want me to lie? He said yes.
Blowing the whistle is a duty for everyone.
I didn't see myself as a whistleblower. I saw myself just the person doing their job.
And these people, what they had done is they'd blown the whistle to the NLC. They were ignored because they were complaining to the people who were responsible for the corruption.
I think perhaps the one clear thing is that the civil society element does seem to be something that rings true for all of us on this panel, and as far as accountability aspects and some of the forward-looking scenarios that we need to talk about.
It's crucial to identify what role civil society plays in supporting whistleblowers, and it's a very tiered role.
So the research that I conduct, or that I'm really concerned with, that support research, looks at the scope of the whistleblower's experience. So acknowledging that the whistleblower has a very protracted experience, particularly broken down into three phases: this pre-disclosure phase, a during disclosure phase, and a post-disclosure phase.
I think the architecture of our legislation also needs to improve. There needs to be increased and concerted effort to get all the role players, including parliamentarians.
So when you've got community engaged in what is happening at a municipal, at a national level, and they've got access to information, they are able to act. And for that reason, we launched a tool. It's called the DTT tool. But in fact, we want to probably call it a community watch. And one of the things that it does, that tool, is that it gives communities information of which information they can demand. What is within their rights to demand the information, but also an easier way of reporting.
We have to involve all our citizens in oversight. It shouldn't only be left to civil society or mechanisms within organizations, but it means a whole campaign to start getting public engagement in this space.
I can't do my job without whistleblowers.
Blowing the whistle is a duty for everyone, because if we don't, there is more repercussions that will come to us for not being able to act, despite the fact that it is hard to do that. But definitely I'll encourage everyone to do so that we can turn the tide against corruption, so that our society can be a place where everyone can be able to live.